Today I am going to explain about the renewable energy sources. The another name of renewable energy source is non-conventional energy sources. But day by day, the energy consumption is increased rapidly because at present the population is increased. At the same time, technology is well developed. Technology is well developed. But we need to utilize those technology. The primary the requirement is electric supply. The primary requirement is electric supply. Due to that, the day by day, the energy consumption is increased very rapidly. Before 10 years back, before 15 years back, that is, the power generation is greater than the power demand. That is, the generation is maximum, the demand is less. The demand is less. After that, the slightly it is coming from power generation is approximately equal to power demand. Power demand in the sense including the line losses, including the line loss. That is, the power generation is approximately equal to the power demand plus power loss. That is, more or less it should be satisfied for the consumer's demand. But at present, that is the last 3 to 5 years, at present, power generation is less than the power demand. That is, demand is increased, but the generation is constant. Generation is constant. If you depend only for the single power generation, that is either thermal power plant or hydro power plant or nuclear power plant, we can't satisfy it for the consumer's demand. We can't satisfy it for the consumer's demand. The main objective in the power system is we need to satisfy it for the consumer in the two parameters. One is for the quality and then quantitative. Quality and then quantity. In the power system, the main objective is we need to satisfy it for the consumer in the form of quality and then quantitative power. Quality means need to supply the electricity without fluctuation, without interruption of the supply. Quantity means at reasonable price. At reasonable price, that is the per unit cost. Per unit cost. And at present, we are depending for the electricity. Without the electricity, we can't live in the society. That is, the energy is very important in the economic, social and industrial development and domestical application, agriculture purpose, everything. Without the electricity, we can't do anything. Early morning, we are wake up to go to the bed, all the work, the maximum work, depending only for the electricity. And energy plays a vital role in our daily life, in our daily life. But the demand is not constant. Today, the demand, for example, 428 megawatt demand is there. Suddenly, the demand is increased tomorrow, either 470 megawatts. And the day after tomorrow, the demand goes to either 485 megawatts. And suddenly, the next day, the demand is fallen to either 320 megawatts. And the demand is not maintained constant for the throughout the period. Based upon the season, based upon the requirement, the demand it should be either increasing or decreasing. And again, it is two types. One is nothing but the base load. Based upon the load, it is classified for two types. One is for the base load, another one is for the peak load. Base load means in a day, 24 hours, the load is maintained for constant. In a day, 24 hours, the load is maintained for constant. That is represent for base load. Peak load means within short interval of time, the load is increasing, again coming from the actual position. That the peak load, it is maximum in a day, 4 to 6 hours in a day, the peak load. But the base load is constant throughout the period. In a day, 24 hours. In a year, 365 days, the load is maintained for constant. But the peak load means within short interval of time, the load is increasing. Again, it is coming from the actual position. It is not maintained for constant. But hour to hour and day to day, the load should be varying. That is, it should be either increasing or decreasing mode. The peak load is not constant. Actually, at present, we are depending the maximum power generation in the conventional power plant, that is nothing but the thermal power plant. The 60% of the power demand, we are depending for the thermal power plant, and 30% dependent for the hydroelectric power plant, and less than 4% depending for the nuclear power plant, less than 1% gas and diesel power plant, 4 to 5% depending for the renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources. But the rate of energy consumption is increasing, but the supply is depleting. That is, the fossil fuels are depleted day by day. The available sources can utilize up to 2028 or maximum 2030 and then 2032. After that, the fossil fuels are depleted. That is coal, diesel or natural gas, anything. But we need to search for the alternative energy sources. Alternative energy sources. What are the sources available in the nature? We need to utilize all the sources and generate the power. Actually, in the nature available, that is nothing but the renewable energy sources. It plays a vital role. Two things. One is nothing but the solar. Another one is for the wind. In solar power, this solar radiation is available for at present. The huge radiation is available. We can generate the power. And this wind is available abundant everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, we can generate the power with the help of solar and then wind. At present situation, both, that is solar power plant and then wind power generation, plays a vital role. The energy sources are classified into two types. One is for the renewable energy source, another one is for the non-renewable energy sources. The non-renewable energy source is nothing but the conventional energy sources. The energy sources are classified into two types. One is for renewable energy sources, another one is for the non-renewable energy source. Another name of non-renewable energy source is conventional energy sources. Renewable sources means which can be used to produce energy again and again. We can produce the energy again and again. That is the recycling process. It is not depleted. For example, you can take the everyday sun rises in the east and sun sets on the west. This is the regular process. Based upon the climate changes, the sun is not visible, but the everyday sun rises in the east and sun sets on the west. Similarly, it is not depleted. It is a continuous cycling process. That is the example of the renewable energies: solar energy, geothermal, tidal, so on, etc. In non-renewable energy source cannot be replaced once they are used. For example, you can take the coal we are using in the thermal power plant. Once the coal is burning, means the output in the form of ash or in the form of flue gases. Or unburned fuel. We can't recycle it. Once we are using, means utilized in the boiler furnace, again we can't recycle it. This is nothing but the non-renewable energy sources. Otherwise, it is represent for the conventional energy sources. Renewable energy sources. Here, these fuels are producing no net energy. Actually, the renewable energy sources, it is not constant power generation and it is not continuous power generation. We can't generate the maximum power in renewable energy sources. It is not constant and continuous power generation. For example, you can take the solar power plant. In the solar power plant, we are generating the power only in the daytime. We can't generate the power in the night times. This is the major drawback. In the solar power plant, we can generate the power only in the daytime and we can't generate the power in the night. And we can't able to generate the power during cloudy days and then rainy days. And one more thing, we can generate the power in the daytime, not 12 hours in a day. Based upon the solar radiation, we are generating the power. For example, you can take solar radiation. The sun rises early morning 5:40 or 5:50, but the 8 to 9 o'clock the radiation is available. We have started the power generation 8 o'clock. Slightly it is increases 10, 11 o'clock up to the 12 o'clock. It is not constant power generation. Slightly it is increasing. After 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, Slightly again it is decreased up to 4-5 o'clock. Again we can't generate the power in the solar power. That is, in a day the maximum we are generating for 6 hours in a day. That is, in India we are generating 5 to 6 hours, but in US, China, Japan the maximum we are generating for 2 to 3 hours in a day. 2 to 3 hours in a day. But in India the solar radiation is maximum we can generate the power 5 to 6 hours in a day. In the climate there we are generating 3 hours in a day. That is minimum 3 to the maximum 6 hours we can generate the power in India. But the renewable energy source, it is not constant. It is not constant and continuous power generation. Constant means throughout the generation period. In this the 4 hours or 5-hour period, we can't generate the constant power. We can't generate the constant, and it is not continuous power generation. In a day 24 hours we are not generating continuous power. This is the example. Similarly, you can take for the wind power plant. Similarly, you can take for the wind. The wind is available in the world, abundant. Without the wind, we can't live. Without the wind, we can't. But here the drawback is the power generation capacity. That much of the wind is available only in a day 6 to 8 hours. Only in a day 6 to 8 hours. Like that. That is, the renewable energy sources not continuous and constant power generation. That means the fuels are producing no net energy. We can't generate the bulk amount of power at a time. Can't generate the bulk amount of power. And one more advantage is it does not depleted by their use. Does not depleted by their use. It is recycling process. If you use for the solar, every day sun rises in the east, sun sets on the west. Every day solar radiation is available. We can generate the power. Biomass energy. With the help of the wastage particle or wastage material, we are generating the power. Every day the wastage particle is available. And the wind energy. The wind is available the entire day, entire year. Like that. And coming to the non-renewable energy sources, another name is conventional energy sources. That is, the non-renewable energy sources can be defined as the sources which provides a net supply of energy. That is, the bulk amount of power we are generating at a time. The bulk amount of power we are generating at a time. But it will be depleted by their use. Once we are utilizing it, after that we can't use it. Here, the non-renewable energy sources, one is the fuel used is coal, that is thermal power plant. Gas power plant, we are using natural gas. And the nuclear power plant, the fuel used is uranium, thorium, and then plutonium. And the fossil fuel, that is oil, we are using for the oil. This all comes under for the non-renewable energy source or conventional energy source. That is, in non-renewable energy sources, the fuel we are using for the soil fuel is lignite coal, pet, bituminous, that is thermal power plant. Liquid fuel is heavy oil, diesel oil, petrol, that is diesel power plant. And the gaseous fuel is natural gas and then petroleum gas and nuclear power. Here, in the non-conventional energy source or conventional energy source, they are generating the bulk amount of power or net amount of power at a time. But here we need to purchase the fuel. Here, in the renewable energy sources, the fuel is available for free of cost, available in the nature. Available in the nature. It is not depleted and it is inexhaustible device. It is not burning. It is inexhaustible device. But the conventional energy sources is we need to spend the amount for fuel, and it affect for the pollute. It affect for the environment in the form of it releases carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, sulfuric acid, and radioactive substances. It polluted to the environment for both living as well as for the non-living organisms. But all the non-renewable energy sources, exhaustible device. That is the burning. That is, and in renewable energy source, it does not pollute it to the environment. It is free from the greenhouse gases. But the non-renewable energy source, it polluted to the environment. Polluted to the environment. In the name itself available, it is exhaustible device. It is exhaustible device. Once it is burning means, it polluted to the environment. The various parameter. One, it, for example, you can take in the thermal power plant, the boiler furnace, the fuel we are using for coal. Once the coal is burning, it polluted to the environment in the form of fumes, and then it releases carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, sulfuric acid. Similarly, in the nuclear power plant, the fuel we are using uranium, thorium, and then plutonium. It releases the radioactive substances. It polluted to the environment in the form of fumes. Polluted to the environment in the form of fumes. Now, the renewable energy sources, it is a recycling process. It does not pollute to the environment. It is available free in the nature. That is, the solar power, we can generate the power. The huge quantity of the solar radiation is available. With the help of solar radiation, we are generating the power. And wind also available abundance throughout the world. In a day, 24 hours the wind is available, but the power generation capacity, wind is available in a day only 6 to 8 hours. Only 6 to 8 hours. That is that much of the wind capacity. Here, the solar energy, it is directly converted into electricity. Directly converted into electricity. They are converting, that is nothing but DC supply. DC supply. But in the wind energy, which converts the kinetic energy into mechanical energy. The kinetic energy into mechanical energy. That is directly in the form of AC supply. We are generating in the form of AC energy. But in the non-renewable energy sources, we are generating the power. In non-renewable energy sources, we are generating the AC supply. But in the renewable energy sources, it is not continuous and constant power generation. Further, the additional the battery is required to store the energy. Additional the battery is required to store the. Now, the first one we are going to discuss about the solar power plant. That is, the energy from the sun that reaches to the earth is called solar energy. The energy from the sun that reaches to the earth is called solar energy. Solar energy. Actually, the sun gives 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts. 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts power available in the space. That is, in the space, the solar energy is available 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts. But it reaches to the earth 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. Actually, the solar energy available in the space, that is 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts, but reaches into the earth surface 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. This much of the power is available. If you utilize the properly, complete, that is 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts, no need to go for the other energy sources. Other energy sources, that is either thermal power plant or nuclear power plant, gas and diesel power plant. But this the complete the energy, you need to convert it in the form of electrical energy only 2 to 3%. 2 to 3%. So many research, so many technologies are invented to collect the solar energy. Solar energy. Here, with the help of the solar panel, we are collecting the solar energy. That is, here the solar panels are classified for three types. One is for the monocrystalline, polycrystalline, another one is for the amorphous. Solar panels are classified into three types. One is for monocrystalline, polycrystalline, another one is for the amorphous. In monocrystalline, the cost is less, but the power generation is also somewhat low. In polycrystalline, the cost is more, the power generation capacity is more. But the amorphous, it is used only for the toys, solar watch, solar cooker, solar toys, and the solar calculator. There we are using for the amorphous. That is, the capacity is very, very less in the amorphous. In India, we are using for monocrystalline because in India, the solar radiation is very, very high. For that purpose, we are going for the monocrystalline. For the power generation, we are getting the efficiency is 70 to 80%. But in US and Japan, in foreign, they are used for the polycrystalline. The solar radiation is less and available only for 2 hours the maximum in a day. 2 hour, 2 to 2.5 hours or maximum 3 hours in a day. But in India, the solar radiation is available. That is the maximum solar radiation that is available. Radiation is the maximum 6 hours in a day. 6 hours in a day. Actually, the available the solar energy in the space is 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts, but the reaching in the Earth surface 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. Here, how they are converted in the form of electricity. Now they are placed for the solar PV panel. Solar PV panel. It consists of n number of rows and then column, like it is array. N number of rows and then column. The series parallel combination is there. Here the top one layer is there and the bottom one layer is there. The top layer is nothing but the negative layer, and the bottom it is not visible. It is very thin. That layer is nothing but the positive layer. The top layer is nothing but the negative layer. The bottom layer is nothing but the positive layer. Here they are placed for the charge controller, and after that charge controller they are placed for the battery. That is battery terminal is one is for the positive and another terminal is negative. And after the battery placed for the inverter, that is inverter convert DC to AC. Next we can utilize for the load. This is for the AC supply. If directly we can utilize for the DC load, means here itself we can take for the DC. Here, based upon the demand, we can place for the PV panel. It is n number of panel is connected in the series parallel combination. Here the charge controller at present we are using for the MPPT charge controller, that is the maximum power point tracking. It observes the two parameters. One is nothing but the voltage, another one is for the current. That is the power is a product of voltage and current with respect to the power factor. That is P equal to VI into cos pi. Now we are assuming the unity power factor, that is P equal to VI. In this, the maximum power point tracker observe wherever the little bit of the voltage is available, the capture and converted the maximum power. Now here directly we can store for the battery. Here the output of the solar panel is DC. Store the battery, and in our home appliances we are used for the maximum 90 to 99% the AC supply. We can convert the DC into AC with the help of inverter. After that we are connected for the load. Why here directly we can synchronize and can given for the load. Why we are using battery means it is not continuous and constant power generation. For that purpose we are using for battery. But at present it is available for two things. One is nothing but the off-grid system. Another one is for the on-grid system. There are two types of the is there. One is nothing but off-grid system. Another one is for the on-grid system. In off-grid system with the battery, on-grid system is without battery. We are synchronizing this the voltage, synchronizing voltage, power factor, and frequency. We are synchronizing and connected directly to the grid. Once this already it is going on already successfully few of the places, not 100%. So many researchers going in the on-grid system. Once all the system is replaced, the renewable energy source in on-grid system, the 60% of the cost we are spending for the battery. 60% of the cost in the non-conventional energy sources we are spending for the battery. Suppose we want to erect for 1 kilowatt the power generation with the help of the solar power, we need to spend 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees. 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees. In that 60% of the amount we are spending for the battery, remaining 40% we are spending for the panel and accessory equipment. The maximum amount in the renewable energy sources we are spending only for the PV panel. This is the major drawback. To go for the on-grid system, almost all we are succeeded. Now, this is the solar power generation. Actually, the solar radiation is collected in the solar photovoltaic panel. This is the photovoltaic panel. We can convert it in two methods. One is nothing but directly we can convert it into electricity, or indirectly we can convert it in the form of electricity. Previous I explained, directly we can convert it into electricity. This is indirect method. Here one solar tank is there, water tank is there. In the top of the water tank, they are placed for the solar PV panel. Bottom of that the panel, the control system is there. Now, in this, the water is converted in the form of steam. The water is converted in the form of steam. That steam drives the steam turbine, which converts the steam energy into mechanical energy. Further, converted into electric energy with the help of alternator. Again, the generated power given into the electricity. But initially they are started in this method. Initially they are started in this method. Actually, they are used for solar water heater. Solar water heater. The temperature is maintained throughout the day. The temperature is maintained throughout the day up to midnight. 9-10 o'clock also the temperature is available. But afternoon the temperature is maximum. After that, slightly it is decreased. Slightly decreased. Here, the top of the water tank, they are placed for the solar panel. It is not for the 90 degree. Some angle it should be maintained. That is 25 degree or 30 degree slant angle. Whenever it is observed for the solar radiation, that with this observed in the heat particle, due to that the water is converted in the form of steam. The steam drives the steam turbine. They are converted into electrical energy used for the appliances. This is one of the methods. But here the efficiency is very less, and the power generation is also not constant. Power generation is also not constant. For that purpose, after that, they are used for solar energy directly converted in the form of electricity. Now they are used for the solar PV panel. That is again here used for flat plate collector, parabolic collector, so on, etc. Here it is connected for the solar charge controller, that is MPPT charge controller. After that, connected for the battery. Next, placed for inverter, and then given for the load. Here the efficiency is maximum, and the power generation is also higher value. Power generation is also higher value. Here the main thing is in the both the method, that is the solar radiation is converted into the electricity, but in this method it is indirect method. That is the water is heated. Due to that, steam drives the steam turbine, converted in the form of electric supply. That is yes. But the previous method, they are generating with directly, that is the solar radiation directly converted into electricity with the help of MPPT charge controller and then inverter. MPPT charge controller and then inverter. Now, again it is classified for two types. One is nothing but the on-grid solar power. Next one is nothing but the off-grid solar power. On-grid solar power means power generated directly connected into the grid system. Now you can observe here, the top of the roof they are placed for the PV panel. Top of the roof they are placed for the PV panel. The material used is two types. One is for the monocrystalline, another one is for the polycrystalline. But in India, we are using for the monocrystalline because the cost is less, and we are having the huge amount of the solar. Due to that, we are generating the maximum amount of power. But here there are two methods. One is nothing but the on-grid system, another one is for the off-grid system. Already I told, in on-grid system we are not using the battery, but in off-grid system we are using the battery. Now you can see here in on-grid system, the top of the roof they are placed for the PV panel and connected in series parallel combination, that connected in the inverter. Here they are synchronized. That is synchronized for the voltage, frequency, and then power factor. The synchronized, the DC supply converted into the AC with the help of inverter. Again that connected into the net metering or smart metering. Through grid, net metering or smart metering. Here directly connected into the distribution load. Again they are connected in the substation. This is utility. Here the consumers they are taken, again connected into the substation based upon the requirement. Either they are boost up the voltage and given into the transmission. Here used for the local person, and the generated power the consumers they can utilize, or they can utilize from the electricity board. Again here they are placed for the battery bank. battery bank. Again, they are placed for the inverter, converted DC to AC, utilized for the load. Utilized for the load. Now you can see here the two parameter. One is here the PV panel is there. They are generating the power. They are generating the power. How much is required? They can utilize the excess amount of the fuel. They can connect it into the grid. This is the one of the method. Another method, they are generated the power in the PV system. The completely they are given into the grid. But again, they are utilize the electricity from the electricity board, from the EB pole, from the distribution pole. This is one method, on grid method. There is no bad. But in off grid method, we are generating the power. We are generating the power. That is the top of the roof PV panel is there. It is connected to the charge controller. That is MPPT charge controller. Stored in the battery bank. Again, we are used for inverter. Converted DC to AC. Used for the AC load. Used for the AC load. This is only we are generating little bit of the power. It is not continuous and constant power generation. Once the electricity is not available, at that time we can take from the grid supply. That is the distribution pole. Distribution pole. Here we are using one meter, that is nothing but the smart meter. In the meter indicates the two parameters. How much energy is generated, how much we are utilized the power. Actually, the EB bill, they are how much we are utilized the generation. If the generation is maximum, the electricity board given the amount to the consumer. If the utilization is maximum, the less. Suppose we are utilized in the particular month 400 units. 400 units. We are generating only 340 units. This 400 minus 340, that is the excess 60 units we are utilizing. We need to pay the electricity bill for 60 units. For 60 units. Suppose we are generating the 400 units. We are utilizing only 200 units. But excess of 200 unit is there. They are paying, the electricity board paying to the consumers. Electricity board paying to the consumers. Now, this is the complete the schematic. The solar panel is there. Here, the charge controller. In this, the charge controller, on-grid inverter, directly connected to the grid system. Here, again, they are used for the alternating current, the generated current, connected in the transformer. How much the power is generated? Only 400 volt. We need to connect it to the grid system. The 11 kV is required. Boost up the voltage given into the grid. Boost up the voltage given into the grid. Or here itself we can utilize for the home appliances. They are again connected for one inverter. Inverter connected to DC to AC, used for the home appliances. This is the available solar energy utilized for the PV panel, and the generated directly boost up with the help of step-up transformer connected to the on-grid system. On-grid system. There are two methods. One is nothing but the on-grid system. Another one is for the off-grid system. Like that, n number of the PV panel are connected in series parallel combination. Can generate it in terms of kilowatt and then megawatts. And next one, the hybrid system. With the help of the wind, we can generate the both. Whenever the solar is available, we can utilize the solar energy. If the solar is not available, at that time we can go for the wind system. The solar is available only in the daytime. During the night time, solar is not available. At that time we can go for the wind system. The wind is available abundance everywhere in the world. We can generate the huge amount of